So Charlie's given me the fun task of creating a little bit of New Orleans under the pergolas. And I'm going to be making these globe hanging baskets because in New Orleans they've got this amazing architecture which is all based on this wrought ironwork. And on these huge three-storey townhouses, you often see these globe-like hanging baskets that are just stuffed with ferns and ivies and loads of plants that like tropical, humid conditions. So we want to bring a little bit of that to Chorlton. So because this hanging basket's going to be out in the garden without its own water source, it's going to need to be watered quite frequently. But to try and combat that, I'm going to be using some water-retentive crystals. I'm just going to add a couple of teaspoons to a small amount of water and let them expand first in this bucket rather than mix them in with the compost. Because if you do that, it then absorbs all the moisture out the compost and you're back to square one.
Crystals like these are readily available and cost around a tenner.
So my water-retentive crystals have been soaking and they've turned into this, like, gelatinous mess. I'm just going to split this into both of these hanging baskets. I'm going to dig it into this compost, which will help distribute it. There we go. Now for the fun part. I've got to put these together. So I'm going to use a piece of cardboard. I'm going to layer that on top of one of the baskets. So this could go either really well and look fantastic, or it could be a bit messy. So far, so good. Right, now to pull out a piece of cardboard. There we go. Now I need to make sure that I secure these together. So I'm going to use these little tiny cable ties. So we've got the beginnings of the basket. So now for the fun bit. I'm going to start making some holes in this ball to put in all these little creepers, we've got some ivy, we've got a few ferns.
This nod to the chic balconies of French New Orleans cost £37 all in.
This may seem really strange to crush the roots, but I need to reduce them to get them in, and then they'll expand. Right, OK. Fantastic. So this is a Dryopteris. It's a fern, and it's going to go really well under the shady part of the arbour that Charlie's built. So you wouldn't want this in full sun, but it's going to look great there. And over time, it's going to send out more and more fronds, which are these things here, and it will just bush out and give this sort of evergreen cover, especially if I marry it up with these beautiful little ivies. You can kind of see how it's going to look. But I've got plenty more to get in, so I'm going to take my time and enjoy arranging these. So we've just put up this spherical hanging basket, and I think it looks really nice. It is quite heavy because I've had it soaking in a bucket of water, but we've made sure that we've put a strong hook into this crossbeam here, which will take its weight. And I think this is going to be a lovely touch in the garden.